Get your tickets now for the 23rd annual edition of the OUTshine LGBTQ Plus Film Festival happening April 23rd to May 2nd. Don't miss our incredible grand opening drive-in event followed by 10 days of non-stop films from here and all around the world that you can watch at home. Watch trailers and get your tickets at OUTshineFilm.com now.
Welcome to the 23rd Miami edition of the OUTshine Film Festival. I'm Jen Kritz, the board vice chair, and we're thrilled to have the filmmakers and cast from the feature film Triple Threat here at OUTshine today. Please welcome Stacey Matlin, the director, writer, and actress who plays Chloe, Jackie Schwartz, the producer, Margarita Zitnikova, Maggie, she plays Maggie, and is also a producer, Jay DeYonker, who plays Gus and is also a co-writer, Ori Krebs, who plays Chiara, and Michael Varmogianis Hernandez, who plays Salad. Welcome. First of all, congratulations, everybody, on your fabulous, fun film.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here at OUTshine. We're thrilled to show it. We're thrilled to show it to our audience. Who's looking forward to it. We love musicals, and this is quite a musical. Stacey and Jay, who came up with the idea, and how did you work together to bring this to fruition? Let's start with Stacey.
Yeah, I had this idea. I really wanted to tell a story about a man who wanted to have a kid and about women who were focused on their careers. Jay and I have known each other for almost 20 years now. We've been doing musicals and drama. We were like drama kids in school together. And so much of this is like especially this big first opening party is very much based in reality on just our experiences in drama kids in New York. I started writing the script and we shot a little piece of it, which at first I sort of thought it was going to be a short film, and we shot for 2 days. And after we shot those 2 days, I was like, well, this isn't really a short film. Like, you can't tell this whole story in this piece. It's not going to work. Like, this isn't what it's meant to be. This really needs to be a feature. And then I asked Jay if he would consider coming on to write the rest of the script with me. And we started developing all of the music, and then everything just kind of took off from there. So we actually, those first 2 days are really like the first 10 minutes of the film. So we did use a lot of that footage. That did actually end up being a part of the actual feature film. We never made a short film. We just made the feature.
We did do some pickups on that day, and that was funny because we shot in the winter for that opening scene, and then the pickup we had to shoot in the heat of the summer and wear all of that clothes again. It was an interesting
either very cold or very hot when we shot that scene. Yeah. All I would add is it's amazing how Stacey can start with a little teeny idea and be like, couple actors, and we'll see where it goes. And it really grew over time and over collaboration into this, into this just beautiful monster of a movie. And thank you for having us, OUTshine, by the way. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're very excited to be here.
Yes.
So tell me, was the opening sequence, well, it wasn't quite in the opening, but practically the threesome, was that part of the short?
It was a part of the short, yeah. It was a part of the short. It was actually maybe the first thing that I really saw in my head was this threesome. I mean, first of all, being bisexual, I very much want to show bisexuality on screen. Gus is pansexual, and especially bisexual men. I wanted to show that these two men could have this sexual experience, both where they're interacting together and with a woman, and that was just normal and fine and sexy for all involved, normalizing that. So that was something that was really important to me that I wanted to show.
So then Michael was attached right from the beginning?
Yeah, Michael was, and I've actually felt so lucky that the people who came on board when we shot these first 2 days, when I called them and I was like, hey, Michael, so actually I'm going to expand on your character and we're going to shoot a bunch more thoughts, that people really stayed on board and stayed with the project. And doing that scene with Jaya and Michael, who are both such lovely, giving actors and sort of like open to whatever.
Would you agree with that, Michael?
Yeah, it was that whole sequence was very comfortable. I think it could be highly uncomfortable with maybe other people in other circumstances, but I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I don't think any of us felt like, we don't want to be doing this. I felt like it was very casual for what was being portrayed. It was like, yeah, we're okay, we're happy, we're comfortable with each other.
It was a fun night. Like looking back, casual is a really good word, and like we had unlike so many things in film, like I feel like the three of us got to rehearse and like really like talk about what we were gonna do. And actually, Stacey, you're good about that, about like really rehearsing with actors in a way that not we don't always get that opportunity.
Well, especially with like that scene, I wanted to make sure that when we went in, everybody understood like what I was envisioning for that sequence, and that so we could all feel comfortable, and it wasn't like, oh, I want you to do this, and this is last minute, and now it's awkward because you have to like decide right there if we're comfortable with it. Like we talked about everything ahead of time, we choreographed it. I mean, of course, like in the moment, there's improv, but everything was fairly choreographed also.
Well, Stacey, Jay, and Margarita, you all work together on a film called Landing Up, which is about a homeless woman who picks up guys so she can have a roof over her head. I want to see that. And I will find that. After you wrap that, Margarita, how did you come to work together again?
Well, Landing Up was like our first project really together, and working on that project, I realized I was like Stacey and Donnie, who is the DP, one of the DPs of Triple Threat, who directed Landing Up. I was like, I didn't know Jay that well yet because he was living in Prague, but I was like, these are people who understand like, or who feel the same way about art that I do, which is like that it's a collaboration and that like you should recognize people for your efforts and have like good vibes on set and do all these things. And they also were interested in telling the type of stories that I really liked. And so basically I just like stalked them until they had no choice but to be my friend and my collaborators.
Well, Stacey and Margarita, tell me about your production company, Besties Make Movies. I mean, this is clearly, you guys all seem like best friends. And, I want to hear how you guys started doing this. And then I also want to hear how Jackie got involved.
Sure. So Mars and I met in an improv class some years ago now. And at first it was like, I think that it was a little competitive. And then we had some Ethiopian food and took a long walk. And we were like, well, this is stupid. Like, why have we been like competing? Like, you're clearly the most awesome human I know. And like, we should just work together. And so we started working together, and Mars came on to both act in and be a producer on Landing Up. And from there, like everything just took off. Like we started making, working on it, which is a queer web series that we made together. And then we made it official. We got hired to produce a feature film called Big Exit. And while we were on set for that film, we kind of looked at each other and we should like, well, let's just like make this actually official. And we started like filing our LLC paperwork too. Besties.
Right then and there on set, we're like, we're doing this. I'm not walking off the set until you are officially my business partner.
And what about Jackie?
We met Jackie because a friend of mine, a fellow actor, had started producing, and Jackie was on her team. And I was like, who is this person? Tell me everything. And then Jackie and I had coffee, and Jackie, feel free to jump in. And I was like, you are incredible. You have to meet Stacey because I feel like you will also love each other. And Jackie, if you want to talk more about that.
Yeah, I saw this pilot, that Margarita and Stacey did called Linked, and I was immediately in love. It was exactly the type of story that I wanted to tell, and it was clear just how talented the both of them were. And Jay is a collaborator on Linked as well, so clearly how talented you were as well. And it sort of just snowballed from there. We met, we clicked immediately, we knew the type of content we wanted to do, and I really admired the way that they ran Besties Make Movies with kindness and collaboration. And we worked on a couple projects before Triple Threat, but I think Triple Threat really sealed the deal for me to be like, I really want to be a part of this company. Can I come be a part of this? And they were on board too. And they really became my, throughout shooting Triple Threat, they became my best friends too. And I think it's just a beautiful thing to be able to be friends with your collaborators. And that's kind of how I came into the mix, and it's great.
Yeah, we kind of run the company like a family, and we're like, once we love somebody, Michael, Ari, we're like, you are working with us forever. And we're going to keep finding ways to like put you in things.
Well, you guys work very well together. In fact, I wanted to talk to you about the music. I mean, first of all, I can't get it out of my head. It's very, very catchy. And I would sing some for you were I a singer, but I am not. However, I am looking at a really nice big group of actual singers. Ori, am I saying your name properly?
Yeah, Ari.
Ari, oh my God. There's the solo that you do in that scene it takes my breath away. It's such a unique, deep, gorgeous, gorgeous voice. Do you have a background in theater? Tell us about, how you got involved.
Yeah. I mean, I've always musical theater has always been my first love. And I from the first show I saw was Joseph, an Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. I was 6 years old, and my parents sat me down, and I was so captivated by this form of storytelling. So I think musical theater in particular will always be my first love, and I always thought it would be my greatest love. And I recently, obviously, we haven't had the time or the space. Well, no, we've had plenty of time on our hands, but we haven't had the opportunity to create theater. And I was working on a little musical at Roundabout Theater Company's underground space, that really intimate black box called Darling Grenadine, when the shutdown happened. So that's kind of how I've been carving out my career, but recently have been sort of transitioning into film. And this was my first film, and I got to sing in it, and I got to play a queer person, which was really such a great privilege I've gotten very lucky in that realm. But yeah, I mean, I've been singing forever. I love it so much. I think it's such a cherished art form for me, is to use song to tell a story. Yeah, thanks to these guys, I got to do it.
Didn't we have tickets for Darling Grenadine, Stacey? Didn't you and I have tickets? We had tickets to go.
We had tickets to Darling Grenadine. I know. We bought them, and we were so excited about it. We were wait, oh, is this shut down?
Yeah.
Not until right now. Oh my God, I'm so sad I didn't see it. Okay, sorry, excuse me.
One of the things that happens towards the end is you find out that Firefly is going to be made into a movie. This is a movie. Did you guys ever perform this on the stage? And is that following, the history of it? Or you guys just went right into the movie?
No, we just went right into the movie. I mean, all of the music for us was really developed as a part of the movie. And interestingly, there was a point when Jay and I were working on the script, and we were oh, wait, we also have to write a musical. We set out to write a musical, but we needed to know enough about Firefly to make it work to push the film story forward. So we wrote out a whole musical inside. There's actually even more of it written than made it into the final cut. And we filmed more of Firefly also than what made into the final cut. So maybe we'll see what happens.
Yeah, some wacky, interesting, fascinating scenes from a musical that never was truly made. But
yeah.
So would you make it a musical? Do you guys want to try doing that after they start really opening things?
I mean, they talk about IP, right? When you're developing projects. So you never know. I mean, it would be a lot of fun, that's for sure.
Yes.
We're open to ideas.
So we were very lucky to have the songwriters and the music that we have in the film.
I was thinking that too, because none of us, or well, I guess Michael probably does, but I don't write music, so we were lucky to have the collaborators that we had in the musical songs.
Now, Michael, are you also a singer? Because they don't give you you have no chance to sing. He has no number.
I don't sing in this movie, but I do sing. I'm more of an instrumentalist. Yes, I am a musical person.
Margarita, because you also don't sing in the film.
I don't sing like in real life, but in my head I do. It's like I sing along to the songs and I'm like, I hope nobody like turns off the music while I'm singing it. But it's impossible to like stop listening. Like I listen to Piece of Me, which is on Spotify and all of the platforms right now, like all the time. And I just like feel like I'm enveloped in Ari's love and and I love it. And like side note, I want to just also shout out Jay because I don't mention him as like a person we acquired because he's like ingrained in besties. Stacy and Jay have been best friends for a long time, but Jay's amazing, and besties wouldn't be what it is without him either.
I got to witness the first meeting between Jackie and Mars and Stacy. I was there. It was amazing. It was fabulous. I was just thinking of that when you were talking about you, Jackie. Sorry.
We're family.
Yeah, family. So,
and Jackie, do you sing?
Well, I'd like to think that I can sing, and I've been begging Stacy and Jay to let me sing forever.
I wish
no, not really.
I wish we could go to karaoke together one day very soon.
I know. We were at a film festival together a while ago, and we all did a beautiful rendition of What I Did for Love from a chorus line. So that was satisfying enough. And
I want to
be
be
proud
invited to the karaoke night to watch. Because
Yes.
you guys are amazing. And I just want to say all of you are triple threats. Really, you are. I know that's, really, but, the singing, the acting, and the producing, and quadruple threats perhaps even. You guys are just amazing. We're so grateful to have had your film at our festival. Our audience is going to be thrilled. We love, love, love musicals, and your music is so catchy and so fun, and it's such a cool, fun story. Just thank you all so much for making the time. I know you guys are all very busy. It was an absolute pleasure to meet all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. We're so honored to have Triple Threat at OUTshine.
Yes, awesome. Thanks, OUTshine. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.